Hello guys, and welcome back to another video here today at the Startup Brain TV, the platform to inspire, empower and connect entrepreneurs worldwide. So if you're new to my channel, hey and welcome on board. Make sure you click on that red subscribe button if you're interested in business and entrepreneurship type stuff so you don't miss out on my weekly videos when they do come out. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about building or creating more wealth in your life. Now, I know a lot of people associate wealth with different things, but in this video, I'm going to be specifically talking about financial wealth and basically how you can create more financial wealth in your life. So if you're interested in finding out more, then you better stay tuned and watch this video till the end. Welcome to the Startup Brain TV, where you can learn how to start and run a successful online business working from home or anywhere in the world, so you can finally live the life of freedom and fulfillment that you truly deserve. Now, my first wealth building strategy is having a wealthy person's mindset. It all starts in the mind. Now, if you want to accomplish anything in your life, be it achieving wealth, be it losing weight, be it becoming successful, it all starts with the mindset. If you're not mentally prepared for that journey, there's no way you will achieve whatever you set out to achieve in your life. You really need to program your mind and visualize what you want to achieve. So when I talk about visualization, I know you guys have probably heard about the law of attraction. It's all over YouTube, Google, it's literally all over the internet. It's basically just speaking what you want into existence and visualizing that it has already happened before it even happens. It all comes down to your mind and how you think. I mean, you're not going to be wealthy with a poor person's mindset, okay? So you need to first of all sit down and think about your goals, your aspirations, your visions. Okay, so what do I want to achieve by the end of this month? What do I want to achieve by the end of this week? What do I want to achieve by the end of today? And what do I need to do to get to that point? Look at what other wealthy people are doing. Look at what your role models that you aspire to be like are currently doing to be wealthy. How do they live their lives? How do they operate? What type of businesses are they starting? What type of activities are they involved in? What do they really do in order to achieve that wealth that you're aspiring to achieve as well? So start thinking about what you want to achieve. Visualize wealth in your life and work towards achieving that wealth. And when you're mentally prepared to be wealthy, and once you've sat down and you've told yourself, you know what, I'm ready to be wealthy and there's nothing that can stop me, and I'm willing to do anything that it takes to achieve that goal. There's absolutely nobody in this world that's going to stop you from achieving that wealth. But if you're sitting there just saying that wealthy people are just lucky, they're fortunate, no one's fortunate, no one's lucky. And even if a lot of people are wealthy because they've inherited, money from their great-grandma or their great-granddad, someone had to be wealthy in the family for that wealth to be passed on to the next generation. So why don't you start creating that wealth for your own generation to come? Anyone and everyone in this world has the potential to be wealthy. It's all down to how you live your life, how you operate, and how you spend those 24 hours in a day. We all have the same amount of hours in a day, but it's all down to you how you choose to spend it. Stop making excuses and start thinking like a wealthy person, because you're not going to be wealthy with a poor person's mindset. My second wealth building strategy is, this one is really my top favorite strategy, because that's what I personally use and what I've personally used to create wealth in my life. Creating multiple streams of income. Now, a lot of you guys that watch my videos will already know that I have several online businesses that I run outside of YouTube. The majority of us in society already have a 9-to-5 job. You go to work, at the end of the month you get paid a salary, you pay your bills, life goes on and you're comfortable. A lot of people are comfortable that way, and that's okay. But if you're really thinking about creating more wealth in your life, then it's about time you start looking into other strategies, because you need to understand that a lot of jobs out there already come with a restriction. When I talk about a restriction, I mean a salary cap. When you look at a lot of jobs out there, you already have an annual salary that has been set by your employer. You're only supposed to make $20,000 a year. You're only supposed to make $50,000 a year, and that's how much you're gonna make throughout the course of that year. If you really want to be wealthy, you need to think about diversifying your options. You need to think about creating additional streams of income in your life. What I'm talking about is creating online businesses. The reason why I really stress on online businesses is because you can actually run an online business while you're still working full-time. It's really easy to get started. You can start an online business for literally less than $100, and that business can start generating you income over and over and over again, because the process can be easily automated and you don't have to quit your job just yet to start an online business. You can do this at the side, part-time, to make you some extra cash. Why not look into that? So you're not really jeopardizing your job in essence, and you can still start these businesses and see how it goes. Start with one business. You don't need to have 6 online businesses like I personally do right now. I don't have a full-time job. I don't work for anyone else. I currently rely on my businesses. Reason why I have the time to operate several businesses at a time. But a lot of you guys are out there working a full-time job already, and you probably don't have enough time to come back home and start running different businesses. So you could essentially start with just one online business. You can run that business during the weekend whilst you work during the week, or you can run that business, you know, during the evenings if you're free. It's like when I started my first online business, I was working full-time at the time, and I used to come back home and literally run my business after work. I'll work 9 to 5, I'll be home by 6 p.m. and then 6 to 11 was literally dedicated for my businesses. And of course, my weekends were also dedicated towards the running of my online businesses. So if you're thinking about creating additional streams of income in your life, then I recommend that you start thinking about starting an online business. So if you're interested in creating an online business for yourself, make sure you check out the 21-day Boss book, where I share everything step by step of how I created my online businesses and how you can also create your own online business in a matter of just 21 days. It's really super exciting, and it's not just a book, it's actually a community and a platform where you can also connect with other like-minded entrepreneurs. We've got a private Facebook group that you can join to find out more. So another wealth building tip I've got for you guys today is learning. Now, one of my favorite quotes ever is, "The more you learn, the more you earn." And I believe it's by Warren Buffett. Guys, this isn't further from the truth, and this is a strategy that I personally emulate in my life. When I say I learn literally every single day, I learn every single day, especially given the fact that I'm currently running several businesses. There's always going to be issues that will crop up sometimes that I'm like, I didn't see that coming, and how do I really handle this? How do I deal with this type of customers? How do I deal with this type of financial circumstances? Some of you guys that follow me on social media would have known by now that I just recently graduated with my master's degree in business management with entrepreneurship. And I remember when I started my master's program, a lot of people were asking me, but come on Denise, you already run your businesses that seem to be thriving and successful. Why are you going back to university to do a master's degree? And I'm like, well, the same reason people go to university. People go to university for a lot of different reasons. A lot of people go to university because they want to get a better job, a well-paid job in the future. They want to advance their career and they want to learn. For me, it was more of a learning, personal and self-development experience. And I wanted to learn a lot of things. I mean, I've started several businesses, no doubt, but there's still so much that I need to learn. And because I'm practically a business consultant, I am essentially the face of my brand. So I need to constantly advance myself. And just because I have a master's degree right now doesn't mean my education stops right there. In fact, I still have a lot to learn along the way. And I'm not saying that you need to go out there and get a master's degree to be wealthy in life. Of course, that's not going to automatically make you wealthy. It's going to cost you money. You got to pay for the master's degree program. And master's programs ain't cheap, as we already know. But for me, it was more of a personal investment, okay? So I wanted to learn a lot of things that I could easily emulate in my business, if that makes sense. Now, so many people go to university to do a master's program because they want to get a big and well-paid job for a big international organization. For me personally, I was doing this because I want to learn more skills and strategies to build my own businesses. Why not? What's stopping you? Why can't you be an entrepreneur and also have a master's degree? And guess what? I'm actually going to be doing a PhD as well in a few years to come. Maybe not immediately. I'll give myself a break because the master's has been quite hectic, but really worth it. And honestly, I've learned so much more than I could ever imagine doing a master's degree. And now there's so many skills that I've actually learned that I can now emulate in my businesses, and I can even create more wealth for my businesses. So guys, you really need to start thinking about learning. If it means reading books on creating wealth, go for it. Okay, so I strongly recommend that you look into learning. And I'm not saying you have to go back to uni or college to learn, get a degree or get a PhD. There's so much information out there online free of charge. There's actually ebooks that you can download online for free on wealth creation and building wealth. So start learning, start enlightening yourself, reading books, and in doing so, you will then be able to create more wealth in your life. Okay, now another wealth building strategy I've got for you guys is budgeting and saving. All the little pennies count. Now, if you're someone out there who maybe has a job and you're comfortable in your job, but you feel like you're not really good with money or saving money or budgeting, having something extra every end of the month, you feel like you don't even know where your money is going to, then this tip is for you. What I recommend you do is, if you don't already have a savings account, open a savings account. At the end of the month, when you get paid, move some money to your savings account. And this is why you need a budget. I love spreadsheets. I actually have a budget spreadsheet for my personal expenses and for my business expenses. So set yourself on a fixed budget every month. How much do you need to survive? Put that aside first of all, and then add any extras that you need for your own personal needs and other miscellaneous costs. Okay, have your current account where your salary comes in, your income comes in, and have a separate savings account. If it means just depositing $20 a month into that savings, guys, it will make a massive difference. I'm sure there's currently an expense in your life that you're spending so much money on that you don't necessarily need. Set yourself on a fixed budget. This is a really great way to save more and create more wealth in your life, because there's a lot of things that we spend money on that we don't even need. Like I'm actually guilty of that. Like I have so many clothes in my wardrobe right now that still have the clothing tags on it, and so many shoes that are still in the shoe boxes that I purchased them in because I've never worn it. And I'm looking at all these things and I'm like, this is a lot of money that I could be putting in my savings account, and I've got it literally tied up in a shoe box somewhere. But this is a good example and a typical example of spending money on things that we do not need sometimes. As a rule of thumb, if you can live without it, then you probably don't need it. Simple as that. Now, my final wealth building tip is mind your company. You know what they say, you are a reflection of the company you keep. So if you're hanging around people who are not really thinking positively, who are not thinking about creating wealth, who are not thinking about advancing their lives, their careers, and making a better life for themselves, people who constantly bring you down, who constantly tell you you can't do it, who constantly tell you, oh, it's not possible, who are constantly anti what you aspire to be, then you really need to think about cutting off that company. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to go out there and say, okay, I don't want to be friends with you or you anymore because right now I want to be wealthy. What you need to do is find out if these friends, you can keep your friends as long as they're not a distraction in your life. So ideally, I would rather hang around people who have the same goals, the same aspirations, and the same visions as I do, because these are the only people that will motivate you. These are the only people that will uplift you. And when you're associating yourself with this company of people that don't really understand your journey, don't know where you're going, then they will distract you along the way, and some people can even talk you out of your dreams and your goals. So you really need to be careful with the company that you keep, because sometimes it can be really poisonous. Okay, so if you want to be wealthy in life, make sure you're not really associating with people that constantly bring you down or constantly tell you, oh, it's not possible, or it's only for the rich and famous, or no, let's just go turn up, this wealth thing is not going to work for you. If you're hanging around people like that, you're never going to be wealthy. So start thinking about what type of friends you're currently keeping. I'm not saying cut off all your friends, but essentially when you start following that dream, the right friends will stay with you and the wrong friends will eventually leave you along the way, because the higher you go up the ladder, the less friends you tend to have, and that's okay. And don't worry about it, because there's going to be a lot more friends you're gonna make along the way. So mind the company you keep and only hang around people that are really there to inspire you and not there to bring you down. And in doing so, you could essentially create and build more wealth in your life. Now, I hope you guys found this video useful and informative in building or creating more wealth in your life. Don't forget to leave your comments down below, like this video, feel free to share with your friends and whoever you feel will be inspired by my content, and most of all, don't forget to click on that red subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the juicy videos coming up for you guys. Remember, you can connect with me directly on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at StartupBrain, and also check me out at www.startupbrain.com. So I look forward to catching up with you guys in my next video, and all the best in your business success. Bye for now.